It's time for our favorite segment of Chakotay's Odyssey, featuring the adventures of Janeway. Are you excited for this? This is the season finale of season 1.
Really?
Episode
Already?
16. It's called Learning Curve.
It didn't give them very many episodes, because usually back in the day they had 24 episodes of every
I remember this
show.
came out halfway through the season. This was a pickup. So it started in
that's
January.
why. It
I remember
started in
that.
the winter. I was going to say, because
Didn't start in the fall as shows
they
used
always
to.
had like 22, 24 episodes. There were so many.
So that's why this one's only 16 episodes. So, Learning Curve, this one is a good one.
Oh,
I would recommend checking this out. It starts off with Janeway.
Yeah?
She's got a new haircut because she's in the holodeck. So,
Oh, that dangerous holodeck.
before I told you she was doing this program where she was applying to be a governess in ancient England.
Yeah, that sounds so interesting.
Anyway, so this is part 2 of that. Now she's meeting the kids. And what happens is stuff starts going wrong in the holodeck.
Oh, of course it does.
So she gets a call on the comm badge. Anyway, she's like, yeah, okay, deal with it. And then she leaves.
Because I want to be a governess.
No.
I guess she doesn't have kids, so she doesn't know what they're like, really.
This is not a holodeck horror story.
Oh, okay.
She gets out of the holodeck.
Okay, good.
There's stuff going on. There's all these power problems on the ship.
Oh.
And so remember,
Voyager's not good at her job.
Voyager is supposed to be using all this biotechnology.
Yeah, they say that in the beginning, but I don't see any of it.
So now we're seeing they have these gel packs in the walls
we're seeing
for energy or something. I don't know. So they put these blue gel packs.
So like phosphorescent
But
creatures or something.
what happens is one of them goes out, and that's why there's power disruptions in the holodeck. So Tuvok, okay, Mr. Popularity himself, and this is a big Tuvok episode.
Great.
Okay, no, but it is great. You should watch this one.
It's a good one.
Okay? He's passing by and he finds out that there's a guy in there and he's fixing it. And he fixed it. Okay? And he pulls out this gel pack that's all cloudy. It looks like it's got swamp water in it.
Right.
So what does Tuvok do? He gives him shit. He's like, what are you doing? You didn't report that you were working in this area. Because this is one of the Maquis guys. That's not Starfleet protocol.
Right.
So he starts giving him a hard time. And he's like, hey, I saw it was done. I grabbed one. I fixed it. You're welcome.
He took initiative.
Yeah, but Tuvok's giving him a hard time.
Sounds like our office.
Oh, yeah, so...
Yeah, you do something good and people get mad at you.
This episode has 4 Maquis members that haven't quite adjusted to the crew. Really, they should have done this episode...
I've only seen like 4.
They should have done this episode as like the 2nd or 3rd episode after the 2-part premiere. So there's 4 of them.
Okay.
So after giving this guy a hard time, and he's just like, piss off, okay?
Yeah,
I don't care. What are you going to do? Throw me in the brig?
Should have thrown that cloudy old pond water at him.
So Tuvok gets permission from Janeway and Chakotay, who isn't in at first, but he shows up for a significant part later.
His people,
yeah.
I suppose.
So these Maquis, these people are a bad attitude. So if you got anyone at your work that has a bad attitude and just is really toxic and just doesn't really care, you know the kind of people I'm talking about. So there's 4 of them in this.
They usually get promoted at our work.
No. Not these kind of people.
Oh.
It's the incompetent people that get promoted.
That's what
these are the bitter, angry people that are like, I hate everything. I hate my job. Screw you. I'm not helping you, but you have to help me.
I don't think we have any of those.
So there's 4 of them. Tuvok gets permission from the command crew, because he's one of the 3 senior officers, to put them through a training schedule.
Oh, okay.
In fact, he came up with the idea, and then Janeway assigns it to him, and he's like, damn, shouldn't have said anything, because now he's got more work. But also, apparently, he's a time-honored instructor at the academy for years and years.
When did he have time to be doing that?
Before he was on Voyager and hanging out with the Maquis.
He was like infiltrating.
So he's one of the top professors at the academy.
Oh,
so
I never heard that before.
He meets these 4 people. There's the guy he gave shit to, who's just a generic white guy who's giving a hard time. Then there's like a lady in her 30s, and she's all bitter and everything.
We never saw these people.
No, we haven't seen them before. Then there's a 20-year-old kid who's stuck there, And rough time for him to be stuck out in the Delta Quadrant on the Voyager, and he was Maquis, right? And then there's this blueberry alien guy. He's kind of chubby. And so Tuvok shows up for the first training,
Yeah.
and they're in a cargo bay, and he starts giving him a hard time. He's like, he's acting as if he's a drill sergeant. This is how we do things in Starfleet. You will not speak unless you are spoken to. Because the blueberry guy is constantly talking and interrupting all the time. And because he keeps interrupting, Tuvok makes him run laps around the cargo bay. He's like, I want 20 laps now.
Sounds like
And he
Dan.
makes him do it.
Dan in the Orville.
Okay? So the kid is he's just, emo teenager, right? He's Bajoran, but that has nothing to do with it.
Well, they always have a bad attitude, those Bajorans, right?
Yeah. So he's giving them a hard time, and these crew members are not having it. They're like, okay, screw you, we're not doing it. And they're like, hey, Hank, whatever the blueberry guy's name is, we're leaving after he had to do 2 laps. Okay? They're like, leave. And they just walk out.
Well, I would too.
Okay? Because they don't have to. And so if they're like, if you want to throw us in the brig, you can. So here's where the old mercenary, the old guy,
Yeah.
Chakotay comes in, okay? He knows everything.
Well, he's their boss.
So
he
he was the captain of the
Maquis
Maquis
their
ship.
boss now too. They would report to him.
So, well, he's the XO, so all the crew report to him.
I know, but still, he should have been paying attention.
So
to
he
this
shows
before.
up, and they're just chilling in the mess hall, having a good time. They're like, we ain't got to do that crap, Tuvok says.
Right.
So Chakotay takes the chair from the chubby blueberry guy, and then
Right.
sits down with the chair backwards, all cool guy
the
style.
backwards cool guy.
Okay? And starts being like, so I heard there was a problem today. How about you tell me what happened?
He's like the cool faith
Yeah.
minister.
So, as these guys would do, they're just like, we're not doing that crap. We ain't have to listen to that guy. Okay? We don't have to learn Starfleet protocols. We just took off. That's the Maquis way. And Chakotay is like, okay, so you know what he does? Punches the guy in the face right there.
See, now that's the Maquis way.
And he says that. That's the Maquis way as well. And so he gives them crap, and he's like, if you guys don't start doing this, I'm going to show you the Maquis way every day. Okay? So they have to.
I don't
And
know.
Tuvok is being a real dick about it. He makes them climb up like 50 stories through the Jeffries tubes to run through the mess hall and then go all the way back down. And he's being a real dick to them. And they're doing it because they have to, but they don't like it. And they're not
Okay.
getting a sense of accomplishment. So what happens is Tuvok decides he's going to change. He's going to bend a little bit. He gets
Right.
the idea from Neelix, the expert cook.
Yes.
And meanwhile, these gel packs throughout the ship keep going out.
Right, because the guy is doing this stupid running around the ship instead of fixing them.
No. There's a problem on the ship, and Tuvok
Oh.
realizes it. It's because of Neelix made this slimy
Of
slop
course.
cheese.
Neelix did it.
And the bacteria that he cultivated got out, and it's infecting the
That
biomolecular
makes no
machinery
sense at all.
of the ship, these gel packs.
Those gel packs are not well designed if that's happening.
No, they're not. And they can't fix them, and they got a limited supply.
Oh.
So who fixes it? The doctor.
Oh, because he's the science officer. See, they don't have a science officer, so every episode someone has to take over and be the
Because
science officer.
It's biological material in this electronics that they have.
Okay.
He puts it on the table there and scans
like
it
the
with his.
Does he
No, he,
stand clear?
the
of
thing
being
comes up
charged?
and he scans it, and he's got Kess there helping him.
Well, yeah, she knows everything about this stuff.
Anyway, so it's mostly about Tuvok and these Maquis,
Again,
and it's great.
if they had tricorders that worked and his science officers, none of these episodes would even happen.
Also, they have to wear these Starfleet exercise
Oh, and
uniforms,
they're really dumb,
like
I
jogging
guess.
suit. They really show off the guy's balls.
Oh god, like
Yeah.
figure skating outfits?
I guess they're this weird material. They don't look that
Like what
comfortable.
they made Deanna Chori wear?
No,
Oh, okay.
they're onesies
Well,
because
that's what
everything
she
in
had
Star
to
Trek is a
wear. The
onesie.
longest time they had her in a onesie.
No, they're not like that.
Okay.
These are better for exercising. They're loose fitting, but they don't look very
Anyway,
good.
No.
Anyway, so it's mostly about that, but the doctor figures out how to fix it. It's not bacteria, it's a virus. So they're gonna raise the temperature and have a fever in the ship because they almost lose power at one point.
So they're killing off these bad bacteria.
Yeah. So they do it, and everyone in the ship is in a sweat lodge. They're sweating buckets in their uniforms too.
Well, that would get rid of them if they had.
And then they're passing out.
Or that would be a very anyway. Never mind.
So they do it, and Doctor's like, "It's all done. I can be assured that it's 100% now." Turns to Cass, and she's just draped in sweat. Okay, she's like, "Oh, finally!" As if he's taken forever, and that solves the problem on the ship that they had.
I thought he should put the paddles on the gel pack and charge it up.
Eventually, the Maquis guys did. Oh, the one guy, the main guy, the guy who he's giving shit to at the beginning. His name's like Ensign Dobby.
Okay.
From another franchise.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, it's a good episode. I had a really fun time because they're just giving each other shit the whole time.
Okay.
And it's funny.
Well,
I recommend checking out this season.
Okay.
It's a season finale. It doesn't feel like a season finale.
Right. I don't think it was.
This would have been a good regular episode.
They didn't really have a season finale, but it looks of it.
So I recommend you check that out with the other couple I recommended.
Okay.
And that has been another episode of Chakotay's Odyssey, featuring the adventures of Janeway.